Hello, everyone watching this. Um, it's been, let me think, it's been a year and a half since I uploaded anything on here. And on my last upload in May last year, I had no idea that life of my family would change radically. Just days after, just 3 or 4 days after my last upload. And in hindsight, I rewatched my latest video. It's just surreal how I was in such blissful ignorance about what was to come, because that was the worst summer of not only my life but definitely for people around me and my father in particular. Um, just 4 days after my latest upload on this channel, my mother was diagnosed with uh, glioblastoma class 4, which is brain cancer, the worst form of brain cancer. The incurable kind, not only the incurable kind, but the kind that they don't even try. Um, what's it called? They don't even try radio therapy, or not even surgery for that matter. They don't try anything. It was basically a go home and die scenario. So that's pretty much why I haven't uploaded anything since. I haven't really released anything since. I promised to release a new novel. Not that not that the first novel was a huge success or anything, but nonetheless, I promised to release a new novel in 2020 and also now in 2021, which I haven't delivered on. But I think you can understand um, why I have been disarrayed. It's really hard to focus. I don't know how people do this in my profession. There are some who, well, in history, there are some people who have been claimed to write their greatest stories in times of immense pressure. But for me, it was the other way around. When I wrote the novel, The Voyage, when I wrote the script to that, there was no such, um, there was nothing really that bleak going around. I was on my own. I wanted to distract myself from certain troubles, sure, but there was nothing like huge going on, like the thing that I went through with my mother. No, no such thing at all. And yeah, that happened. That happened. Yeah, like I said, 3 or 4 days after my latest upload, I think it was on June 3rd or June 4th when she was diagnosed. Uh, I just couldn't believe it. I was in complete uh, denial about it in the beginning. And then it just fell apart from there. Um, I don't know what else to say about it. She passed away this year on March the 20th. And even though it happened this year, last year was worse, way worse. Because last year, like every day after the verdict, the doctor's verdict, was a nightmare in every sense of the word, and it was just indescribable. So yeah, that happened, and things took a turn. Um, but it's been a while now. It's been 9 months since she passed. Now I'm here with my dog, even though you can't see her. She is down here below my feet. Sasha, 3 years old now. And it's been a weird year for sure. It's just so. You can't describe it to anyone, but it really, I'm not gonna lie, it took me off balance to the degree where um, my decision making overall became really strange. I even reached out to some old people who I should have buried like deep, 6 feet under, really. There was nothing to collect there. I reached out to an old acquaintance of mine from, doesn't matter. But it didn't pan out well. It didn't pan out well at all. And something that I did realize also is that probably my novel and my interest in conspiracy theories in general has probably sort of influenced my um, what's the word I'm looking for here? It's probably um, well, people begin to wonder if I'm still sharp, if I've lost my mental clarity, if I'm still there, and I'm still there. I am. I'm very much sharp still, but I can understand from the outside looking in that people would wonder, like, has he lost it? Has he jumped the shark? To use a television term. But I'm still here, very much so. And when it comes to the novel that I released, um, there was no way that I was going to like um, well picture it this way. Um, okay, so I spent hundreds of hours writing a script for a fiction novel, and to then, after I finished the script, to then sit down and lay my head back and think, okay, well, some guys on the internet are going to make fun of me, so I should probably throw this into the trash can, right? And that's just not going to happen, okay? Um, Sorry for the cut. There was some alarm or something going on. But my point is that I can't allow my script to be governed by what other people think, and I can't allow myself to be governed by what some edge lords on the internet think. I can't. I just couldn't do it. It would be the ultimate surrender, really, to sit down with a finished script that I've written for many hundreds of hours and decide, no, I'm going to throw this into the trash because some tough guys on the internet are going to make fun of me because of script. I couldn't do it. I could not do that ever. But I do understand why uh, people have questions. I do. But as for the novel itself, it is 100% fiction. Okay, this is fiction through and through. It's a fairy tale. That's all it is. That's all it's ever been. If you open page one of my novel, it says this is a work of fiction, and that is what it is. So, really, that's what it's all about. When it comes to that, I just wanted to clarify that I don't expect, I don't want to change my opinion about anything, but also, one of the unexpected highlights of the year was when I went to rehab. Yeah, I went to a rehab in near the area of Västerås, which is situated in the middle of Sweden. A rehab for mostly alcoholics, but I have the double whammy of both alcoholism and gambling, and I can't decide which one of those is which uh, which vice is the stronger one, but both of them have definitely escalated ever since my mother got ill. I don't want to blame it all on her illness, but both of them definitely escalated in the sense that you stop caring about long-term things. You do, you really do. At least I do. Maybe I am an outlier in that sense, but I do. I do stop caring about long-term things subconsciously. So I have been very, very much a sinner in that regard. Sort of happens because she was a very, she was a long-term planner in many ways. She planned her whole life, she worked her whole life, and she never got to enjoy the fruits of her labor because she didn't even manage to turn 60 years old. And what can I say? It went downhill pretty quickly. But the rehab which I went to, let's think, 6 months after her passing in September to October, it was really interesting. I got to meet some people uh, who were in similar pickles. Most people were there for uh, alcohol related issues, which is, I mean, I live in a country that is plagued with this disease, so no surprise there. But yeah, I was there for 35 days. The first days were really rough because you heard all kinds of different stories, and well, you thought you had arrived to Shutter Island basically with a bunch of wacky patients running around, but it was a really profound experience, and you made friends for life. Um, I don't know how close they will be long term, but I'm really happy that I had the opportunity to go there. Because going to a rehab isn't just like checking in, opening the door. You need to have financial means, which other people close to me helped me out with that. But you wonder how people without those means, um, how they cope. I don't know, but I did. I was lucky enough to get through. So I lived in the woods in the middle of nowhere, literally in the middle of nowhere, with about 20 other people for 35 days, and I learned a lot. I don't know if I will be sober long term, but I do know that I made friends for life. It was a really interesting experience.